Meanwhile, many Americans are getting fed up with their two-party system and are looking around for alternatives. One burgeoning movement is the new People's Party. It attracted thousands of Americans to its virtual convention over the weekend. Caleb Maupin has more.
Deep divisions in America and dissatisfaction with centuries of two-party rule have forced many Americans to look for alternatives. On the heels of the Democratic and Republican conventions, a People's Convention was held, gathering hundreds of thousands of disappointed left-wingers.
We, the people, must have a new system which serves the progressive interests we all need and deserve. Rally the cry for a new major party in 2021.
The attendees of the People's Convention feel that neither candidate really represents a choice for the working class. Instead, they want political leaders who will stand up to Wall Street and the political elites.
Because Wall Street has two major parties, and working people have none.
The two candidates don't meet the criteria of integrity.
Wall Street was certainly delighted when Joe Biden was nominated as the Democratic candidate. Perhaps this is because Joe Biden has admitted that not much is really going to change when speaking to his wealthy donors.
I mean, we may not want to demonize anybody who has made money. No one's standard of living will change. Nothing would fundamentally change.
Another theme at the People's Convention was the constant expansion of U.S. wars and the expanding presence of U.S. military forces overseas.
As soon as I take office, I will ask Congress to fully eliminate the defense sequester and will submit a new budget to rebuild our military. It is so depleted. We will rebuild our military.
We're going to have the strongest military we've ever had by far. We're increasing arsenals of virtually every weapon.
We're making our military stronger and more powerful than ever before.
Attendees of the People's Convention called for free college for all, a Green New Deal, and an end to mass incarceration. They slammed Joe Biden for not supporting Medicare for all, even during the pandemic.
With all due respect to Medicare for all, you have a single-payer system in Italy. It doesn't work there. It has nothing to do with Medicare for all. That would not solve the problem at all.
Protests against systemic racism and police brutality that have engulfed the country now have both candidates throwing gasoline onto the fire.
This president long ago forfeited any moral leadership in this country. He can't stop the violence because for years he's fomented it.
Your supporters, and they are your supporters indeed, shot a young gentleman who and killed him, not with paint, but with a bullet. And I think it's disgraceful.
The People's Convention attendees voted at the end of their convention to form a People's Party that would sweep the U.S. elections in 2021 and hopefully take control of the White House and the U.S. Congress by 2024. Third parties have always existed in America, but they generally get marginalized and pushed aside while the two major parties dominate the political stage. However, the People's Party is hoping to reverse that trend and become a new force in American politics, seizing the spotlight. Caleb Maupin, RT, New York.
Comedian Ron Placone says neither of the two main parties truly reflect the views of the majority of Americans.
It's been a very, very, very long time since there was a new viable political party in the United States. But if you kind of look at what's going on right now contemporarily, now seems like the time for history to repeat itself. And the bigger issue at hand here is just how far gone the duopoly is. The pandemic has shown that we have a corporate coup for a government. We have a banana republic. We have a government that not only doesn't give a hoot about public opinion, but works actively against it. And this is by design. Republicans are only able to be as horrific as they are because of how ineffective Democrats are. Similarly, Democrats are only able to be as ineffective as they are because of how horrific Republicans are. And it does not reflect the people who live here. The largest voting bloc in the United States are people who don't vote and people who don't associate with either political party.